Hi everyone, welcome to Evie's Toy House, and today we're going to be making another custom. So I've gotten this request that I thought was really interesting and I thought it'd be really fun to make. So the request was to make a flaming Twilight Sparkle. So in the episode of Feeling Pinkie Keen, Pinkie Pie got Twilight Sparkle super irritated and she practically exploded. So she turned kind of a cream colored and her mane and tail burst into flames. So I thought that was really fun and we should make a custom of her. So today I have Rarity, and the reason why I have Rarity is because at the time Twilight Sparkle did not have her wings yet, so she was still just a unicorn. So we're going to be using Rarity instead. Alright, are you ready? Let's get started. Let's get Rarity out of her package. Here we have Rarity. I just love the scene that's painted on the side of her body. However, we're going to be covering that up and also cutting off her hair. Let's go ahead and do that. Snip off the hair. Alright, here she is with her hair cut off. So the next thing we want to do is rebuild her mane and tail. I'm going to start by building a mold using some clay. I'm using Super Sculpey in beige. I'm going to start with a ball and then roll it into a cone. Taking one end, we're going to taper it so that it looks like the tip of the flame. Here we're going to add a few more tips. We need to blend it in so that it looks like it's one piece. So here's the tail. It's going to look like this. It's going to stick straight out in flames. For the mane, I'm going to start with another ball of clay. We're going to flatten it a little and make one end pointy. Then we're going to press it onto the back of the head to get it to fit. Here we're going to add more flame tips to the main piece. And just like the tail, we want to blend the pieces together. When we're done, it's going to look like this, with these little flames shooting out behind her head. And we'll put the tail like this. Now we're going to cast the mold. I'm going to be using composing mold. This is a type of mold that is reusable. I've used this for many years already, making all sorts of molds for my customs. So here is the melted composing mold. It only took a few minutes in the microwave to get it to be melted like this. And I'm going to take the clay pieces and dip it in. We want it to be submerged, but not too deep. Here we're going to do the same with the mane. Now we're going to wait for the mold to solidify again. Since this is a large container, it's going to take a few hours. In the meantime, let's go ahead and paint the pony. With some acetone, we're going to take off the paint. The eyes were really easy to remove, but the paint on the side of the body is different, and it's more difficult to remove. So I'm going to take off as much as I can. Next, we're going to paint the entire pony a beige color, almost a light yellow. Here's the pony so far. I've gone ahead and penciled in her eyes and mouth. It's easier to use a pencil first to make sure that the eyes are even. Now let's paint the whites of the eyes. And teeth too. We're going to paint the rest of the eye a dark red color. Then line her eyes in black. Finally, we'll add the white dots. Can't forget her cutie mark. Here is our Twilight all painted. I think she is looking really good. So it's been a few hours and the mold has set. Here we can still see the clay pieces inside. So using an X-Acto knife, we're going to cut it out. This can be a little hard to do. It's okay to break the clay, but I want to keep the mold as intact as possible. Here's the cavity for the mane. I've removed the tail and here's the cavity. Now we're going to cast it in resin. Remember, when using resin, wear proper protection, including a respirator and gloves. Let's go ahead and make some resin. We're going to split the resin into 2 cups. One's going to be orange and I'm going to color the other one yellow. I'm going to mix it really well. Now, using a pipette, we're going to fill the molds. I'm going to start with yellow and then add the orange. I'm going to alternate a few more times, trying not to mix the colors too much. Now we're going to wait for the resin to cure. So it's been about 10 hours. The resin is hard to the touch but not completely cured yet. I do want to take it out of the mold at this time because we might need to trim the excess off. And it's easier to cut the resin while it's still soft. So here I am trying to take it out of the mold. It's a little bit difficult. I'm cutting into the mold because I don't need it anymore. Alright, here it comes. Alright guys, so here is the hair piece. Let's try it on to see how it looks. And oh my gosh, this looks good. Look at this. So right now it's kind of matte because our mold was matte, but we can shine this up with another layer of resin. So we're going to do that after we get the tail out. And again, we're just going to cut into the mold. Oh wow, look at this. This one's in really good shape. Okay, so we need to trim this part off. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to trim off the excess. We're missing a little bit of the tip, but I think that's okay. There was a little air bubble there that I couldn't get to and I couldn't see it. While the resin is soft, we're going to go ahead and insert a toothpick. This will help stick the tail to Twilight. Goes on like this, and we're going to cure it using super glue. Alright everyone, so here is our pony so far. I think she looks really great. So again, this resin is matte right now because our mold is matte. What we need to do to make it nice and glossy again is add some UV resin. So I have UV resin from one of my Sophie and Toffee boxes, and we're going to use this to make the flames nice and glossy. This is a UV resin, so we do need our UV lamp. I'm just going to use my fingered gloves here. Okay, I'm just going to put it under the UV light to cure it. Alright you guys, are you ready? So here is Twilight. What do you think? Here is an angry Twilight. So her color is beige now instead of light purple. Her eyes are red and her hair has burst into flames. So this resin turned out super cool. As you can see, after adding that coat of resin, it is now much shinier and you can almost see through it. It's translucent. And what I really like is that the orange and the yellow did not mix too much, so you can still see the orange inside. So I thought that was really cool. You can see the two different colors inside. So the only thing about the resin is that the tips of the flames here were cut off because there was a big bubble there, and so the resin couldn't get in, but I don't think you can really see it. I think it still looks pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. And overall, I think it gave Twilight Sparkle here a really cool effect. So this pony was a lot of fun to make. It's not one of my typical ones, but I do really love it still. So what do you think? Do you like it? If you do, let me know down below in the comment section. And if you have not yet subscribed, make sure to do so that you'll see more videos like this. Alright, see you next time. Bye!